Good morning, Internet. So yeah, I'm here with RPG, Maniac 5. Introduce yourself, RPG.
You just did twice, man. Don't really have to do that, do I?
So yeah, breaking news, WiiU launch details November 18th in the Americas, United States. $300 for the non-deluxe version, and the deluxe version will be $350.
And what comes in this deluxe version, I might ask?
You get Nintendo Land, the game, or whatever you want to call it.
Quote unquote. The Wii U tech demo. That's what it is.
32 gigabytes of storage, and you get 10% discount on certain downloadable titles until 2014. And whereas the basic version of the Wii U is just the console itself and the gamepad.
Wait, no Nintendo Land? Oh no!
Actually, you get way more stuff in the deluxe. So you get it's nothing like anything awesome, but it's like you get like little cradle to hold the pad, and the stand for the pad, and the Wii U console stand, and like AC adapter, HDMI cable.
Now, this is different from the Wii's launch because, I mean, it's the first time they had two versions of their console released, not to mention it won't be coming bundled in with their glorified tech demo like the Wii did. So, already, at the beginning of their launch, they're already separating people. So now, it's like...
How are they separating people, RPG?
Aren't they, though? Because now you have people who are going to go in there buying the console thinking they get their Wii Sports game with it, like they did with the Wii, but then they're going to be like, hey... I don't have a game in here. What is this? So that's going to probably catch some people off guard because not everybody goes and researches these consoles before they go and buy them. So
that actually is like weird how it's like no matter what it came with Wii Sports or Wii Sports Resort, and now it's like basic version, no game. Thanks for $300.
Basically. So it's interesting. Also, aren't there memory SKUs with this one as well, or something?
I already said the.
Oh yeah, because you said the deluxe.
32 gigabytes for the deluxe, and then the basic has 8 gigabytes.
Because that's a pretty big jump, depending on how much.
Yeah, because I was considering getting the basic one, but then I'm like, but I want the storage, so. And since it's not like the PS3, you can just like swap it out. So.
Oh yeah, then there's that too, because. Yeah.
Or maybe SD cards, I don't know, they didn't really say, so...
Yeah, they didn't say a lot of things about a lot of stuff. Wasn't really... not too surprising there. But yeah, depending on how much memory you actually need, it might become like a Vita problem too, because... It's like, oh, will it be enough? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how much these games save, but then I look at my other consoles, like my PS3 or my 360, and realize how much memory I've taken up on those things, and I'm like, I don't know. It might be... It might be dangerous to get a low memory version of the console, and then all the games take up like 6 gigabytes per save or something, and then you're like, I can only save one game at a time. So yeah, hopefully they only release one game at a time. Doomed. Or you're doomed.
Yeah, and then the launch window that they're using again is going to be from November 18th when the console ships to March 2013 of next year. So yeah, there's quite a few games coming out, but then I saw it and I was like,
that's on the launch list.
Kind of underwhelming. Okay, underwhelming, because, yeah. Nothing on there when I was just like, oh man, I gotta go out and buy me a Wii. And I'm kind of like, I've changed my mind on Super Mario Brothers Wii U after playing New Super Mario Brothers. Like, I don't really need to buy another one like so soon after, because like, all these awesome games coming out, and like, it's just like, I'm thinking logically now, it's like, I don't need to buy it, so it's like, whatever.
Because I'm looking at the launch window now, and there are only there's a few third parties that are pretty much the multi-platforms, like Tekken Tag Tournament 2 and Call of Duty and, Assassin's Creed and stuff. But you see a lot of their exclusives, and they're kind of like, this seems like a lot of fitness games and mini game stuffs and game show things, and it's like it doesn't seem very. It's not like a strong lineup. Even their first party stuff is kind of underwhelming. 'Cause they have I'm looking at the list here. I see Pikmin 3 and the new Super Mario Brothers U is probably the biggest standouts for their first party lineup. Everything else is like Sing Party, Nintendo Land, Wii Fit U. It's kind of.
Well, there's Ninja Gaiden 3, but that's just because they're publishing it. So
yeah, just about to say it's not really doesn't really count. So. Not to mention, I think the other
Game and
Wario,
that could be cool, because I remember WarioWare. That was a fun game on Wii, so. And the wonderful 101 from Platinum Games, who are also making the Wii U exclusive Bayonetta 2, which I did not see. That was actually a little surprise.
That was interesting. It was kind of just like, what?
That was very out of left field.
Like, what's going on here? Which is, I mean, it's strange that the Wii U would get an exclusive like that, because, I mean, that's a pretty big title, I guess, and a lot of people were asking for a sequel, only for it to not come to the other console. Just like, it's kind of like a punch in the face to the fans of that series, because it's like, hey, what's going on here? I mean, although I guess the Wii didn't get banned the first time around, so maybe it's kind of just them like saying, we're sorry about that, so here, have this new Bayonetta. So, yeah. Who knows? But also, while we didn't get information regarding certain things, Japan did get like things for pricing for a separate controller, which costs about half as much as the console itself. So a conversion rate for US would be around what, like 160, 170 for us for the console or for the controller itself, and $300 for the console. So you can, I mean, as a matter of fact, I think the controller costs more than the Wii itself now at current pricing. So it's like, yeah, that is pretty
RPG, those tablet thingies, they're kind of expensive.
Yeah, well, I understand that, considering how expensive tablets are on the market. But at the same time, though, it's not like a fully functioning tablet like an iPad or something. It's pretty much just the controller for your console with the screen built in. So
RPG Maniac 05 from AimlessPodcasts.com. The Wii controller is an overpriced controller with a screen built in.
That's what it is. I mean,
on the back of the box.
It is. I should make box quotes. That'd be awesome. But it's true, though. It's basically just an overpriced Wiimote with the screen. So that is fantastic. There was really no info on their online service either, so. But they did show off a nice new TV app, so yay!
That was really weird, because I saw that and it kind of felt like this is the end of time for like core console gamers. It's like when Nintendo is like showing something where it's like they've always been like games first, and it's like, oh, we have this new thing. It's all about like TV, sports, movie integration. It's like,
and it's even worse because it's similar to the smart. What the hell is that thing called for the 360? That thing.
Smart glass.
That.
Like, this is the end, dudes. This is the end. Everything is, like, competing for our time, and games are, like, slowly losing the battle, and... Or at least not... I mean, not games, like, straight up, but, like, console games anyway. Everybody's playing on their smartphone, or their tablet, or their non-console gaming device. It's, like, just sucking the money out of that space in the industry.
It's really a sign...
I know, right?
It's like everybody was worried that the industry was kind of starting to wane, but now things like this are happening where these companies are more geared towards the quote-unquote entertainment version of, or the entertainment segment of the industry, where they're worried about Netflix and recording TVs and music players and all this stuff, and it's like the games are starting to take a back seat to all these other apps and everything, so it's like, oh, that's not a good sign at all. And like Tekken said, if Nintendo's hopping on that bandwagon, you know it's a problem, because they've always pretty much been all about their games and, you know, giving their gamers something to play, even if they were the casual crowd.
Yeah, it felt very like, even if you're not playing games, we want you to be doing that on our Nintendo console. So it's like, oh. It's like going through like the whole TV, or what was it called? Was it like TVII?
Yeah, it's like
Nintendo TV, but it's like
kind of
TVII at the end.
So
That was Really need to know, but yeah, like the whole going through the whole, they're like going through like the whole demo, and it's like, oh, you can even share it to your Facebook, so it's like even that's like tied in now, so that's really interesting. Even they didn't like give like really specific details. It's like, oh, it's there, but yeah, I guess I'll have to wait to like see how that ties into like using it on the console.
Yeah. And then with Black Ops 2, they talked about how you'll be using the gamepad for like split screen multiplayer, which I mean I guess is a neat feature for people who always complain about, when you do split screen, your screen's too small, or because they get all warped or you always end up looking at the other person's screen and all kinds of other crap that's going on whenever you play split screen. So I mean I guess that is a nice solution where everybody has their own screen, even though the person with the gamepad will get a much smaller screen compared to the TV in that case, but I guess it's better than nothing.
Yeah, I was like wondering like in the future if this does magically succeed and like there is like magically in the like some future times we have like multiple controllers with screens on them, with like that solves the whole stop looking at my screen or stop looking at stop looking at my mouth and mouth. Like everybody just has like their own screen on their controller. That'd be really weird but interesting.
But it also kind of works for like competitive multiplayer aspects though, when you don't want somebody to see, because like a long time ago when Square Enix released Crystal Chronicles, the multiplayer had an aspect where each player had their own like secret objectives that you if you completed, you'll get like first dibs at the rewards at the end of the mission. So you obviously wouldn't want the other people knowing what your objective is while you're trying to get them to complete the objectives, because obviously the other person would be like, well, no, this is going to help you. Why would I want to do that? So with like multiple screens, you'd be able to play games like this and not worry about people knowing what your goals are or whatever. Or I mean, just multiplayer in general. It'll allow everybody to have their own kind of HUD and everything without the main screen getting cluttered and stuff. So there's always that. But once again, with the controller costing half as much as the console, it doesn't seem like it's going to be a viable option unless in the future this stuff is like really cheap for you to have consoles or whatever we end up with in the future that have these multiple controllers and screens and whatnot.
Well, they did say that like everything pretty much across the board is going to be backwards compatible, like games and accessories. So maybe they'll just like make the Wii U gamepad like compatible with whatever the next console is, and then everybody has one.
You better hope so. Otherwise, I mean, although this would be fine for like online multiplayer, but once again they didn't really go into detail about online services and what kind of.
There's a Monster Hunter coming out, and so it's like, yeah, but what are the details? Ah! Will it have voice chat? Will it not? Oh my god, I can't wait! Ah!
Although I'll probably just end up getting it for the 3DS because I already have one of those, so I won't have to worry about buying a Wii U for that. So, and since it's already online, it's online enabled as well. It's like that's going to be a problem for multi-platform games or inter-platform or whatever you want to call them for Nintendo, because it's like 3DS and the Wii U. If it's coming for both and both are online enabled, it's like all I need to do is just get a Circle Pad Pro. I can play these games with no problem, so and that's a lot cheaper than me spending $300. So
yeah, there was a video on Capcom's YouTube page, or it was their Japanese though, so it was their Japanese channel, but it was all in Japanese. So I had no idea what was going on, and it had like this picture of like 4 people playing with 3DS, and I just saw that. I was like, yep, 3DS just won Japan, so sorry, Vita.
Basically, it's true. Because what's this, like the 3rd or 4th Monster Hunter game for the 3DS at this point? Because they have Monster Hunter 4, the 3G thingy or something, and then this one. It's like they have so many Monster Hunters coming out for their thing. It's like the Vita's just kind of screwed.
Yeah, and then there was like a screenshot of the Wii U version of, I think it was either Dragon Quest 10 or 11. I think it was 10. I had to look it up, but I was like, yep. Nintendo knows what they're doing, so I'll just leave them to their devices.
Yeah. So this will be interesting, to say the least. The only thing I think Nintendo really has going for them for this launch is the hype for people who like don't know all the information. So I think they'll still get like hype buys, but I think gamers who've been like following it, they're probably going to be a bit more hesitant to just jump on it, and they'll just wait for the stacked first quarter of next year before they worry about anything Wii U related, because there's like a buttload of releases coming out within January and April. So
yeah, I was gonna like touch on that. Like, it's basically, it seems like it's not really a good time to release for this console, because like the PS3 and 360, but specifically PS3, are just like hitting their stride right now since it's been such a long console cycle, and it's like games like The Last of Us or Beyond or Remember Me, and just killer, like really interesting like Watch Dogs, like games like, oh man, I cannot wait to play this game. This looks amazing. And you look at Wii, and it's like, we have Nintendo Land. New Super Mario Bros. U. Yeah, keep Pikmin 3.
Something? Please love us. Come on.
Games you already played, like Arkham City and Assassin's Creed 3.
Which have already been released on other consoles at this point, too. So, it's like,
yeah, about that. Guess I'll just have to wait a year and hope it gets better.
It won't.
Unless they can pull off some sort of like betrayal at E3 and like steal some exclusives, like, or steal something awesome like Bayonetta again. That'd be awesome.
Wouldn't that be
like Mirror's Edge 2 exclusive?
If Nintendo comes out during E3 with just a bunch, just parading out developers, just like, oh, we also have this exclusive, but wait, there's more, and then there's this and this, and it just be.
Yeah, it'd be like that year where they're like a new Mario, new Metroid, new Zelda, new Kid Icarus, new Punch Out, new whatever, like everything, and it's like, but this time it's like new insert third parties franchise here, and it's exclusive to the Wii U. That'd be crazy.
It would be, because I don't think because everybody would be like, wait, this can't be happening right now. Nintendo can't possibly be getting all these exclusives, because then you'd want to see how Sony and Microsoft would respond to something like that, because it's like, what would you do if your exclusives were all getting stolen? So.
Or if they do something like they did with Bayonetta 2, where it's like they just publish the game so it can't be put out in its own.
It's true. It can't even be like a timed exclusive. It's like, yeah.
Like, we have the publishing rights. You're not getting this game unless you buy the Wii U. Ha ha ha.
That's how Microsoft got away with it when they had it's just like, yeah, we published this, so good luck with that. But yeah, that'd be interesting if they pulled that off. But I guess it'd be harder for certain games where the developer is also the publisher, like if it was like a Final Fantasy game or something, since Square Enix publishes their own games and whatnot. But if they were able to pull some pretty high profile exclusives, it would be interesting. But they'd also be contending with whatever Sony and Microsoft have in store for their E3s, so we'd have to, it'll be a wait and see. But once again, by then, would anybody still care about the Wii U? Because it's going to be a long time from now. So
I'm sure a year from now things will like be like way more smoother. But like right now, it's like I'm just going to sit it out and wait, because yeah, it's like that basic bundle is like a good price, but it's like I want the extra stuff with it, so I don't want to buy it. So I'll just wait for price drop on the deluxe edition.
Probably would have been better if it was like shifted a bit and it was like $250 for the basic and like $300 for the deluxe one or something. At least it'll be a bit like easier to go down or something. But it just seems so expensive for some reason. I don't know why. It just seems expensive when it's priced like this. So
the 360 is $299, and the PS3, like the 160 gigabyte, is $250. So it's actually not that bad compared to those. So that's like what I put on my Facebook. I'm like, okay, so if they're like trying to like sell to the casuals who like don't know what they're doing, or like know what they're buying when they go to a store, and like nobody's there to protect them like RPGs.
Yeah, I was like, they need to have gamers stationed in there to save them, because it's like
and they like go in and they're like, oh, there's new Nintendo console, the Wii U. It's like the Wii, but it's I guess more awesome, and you have it next to the PS3 and 360, which are old and stinky. It's like, oh, it comes with the controller with a screen on it. Wow, and it's only $50 more, or however more, so it's like it's not that much more. I'll take it.
But of course, if you're lucky enough to be going to a store that like Joe or somebody works at, and you'll be like, wait, but these consoles have game libraries already. Don't fall for the hype. So if they have people in there to save them, they may be okay. But otherwise, it's gonna be a sad day.
Yeah, it's kind of probably also like what happens with like the launch lineup, because I remember when Wii Sports like came out, it was just such like a different experience, and like it was so awesome, and it was like, wow, I'm boxing and I'm like punching the air, but it's so cool because I'm boxing in the game. And like all the other games that did that, it's like so cool and fresh and new and like awesome. And then it's like, here you are with Wii U, and it's like, well, I'm in this Metroid game playing co-op with my buddy. Dot dot dot. At least they have co-op. That's like a +1 for me, but we'll see. They did say like there's like more depth to those games. There's like a lot to them, and there's like multiples of them in the game. But I'll wait.
You would have to hope so, because like I said, the controller was kind of like their selling point when they were advertising the game, and if it really doesn't bring anything like huge to the gaming experience, it'd be kind of pointless. So, oh, and especially now that both Sony and Microsoft technically have answers to the Wii U in the form of Smart Glass and Vita. I mean, while it would be more expensive for a complete package for those two, it's still, you have to keep in mind they still have like regular releases for their current gen consoles, and they already have an existing library. So, I mean, they still have that going for them, but I don't know. It's just going to be, the Wii U just seems like a tough sell for me right now.
I concur. So yeah.
I don't know. Nintendo, hopefully you surprise us in the next few months, because if not, I don't see things going well for you, like they did with the Wii.
Did they say anything about the Mii version this one? Because I like came in late to the stream, like at the beginning, I was a couple minutes late, and then like towards the end it started like dying every 5 seconds. So I was like, I couldn't see it all at the end.
No, I don't remember seeing anything.
After that lady was about to come on screen on stage, and I was like, "Who's she?" And then it just like my stream kept crapping out, so I couldn't reconnect.
Because they didn't, like I said, they didn't say a lot of stuff or anything about like their onlines or any type of connectivity or stuff like that. So really, there isn't really much info about that. So yeah, they just said that there's gonna be it exists. So yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Oh, they also did not announce the cost of the second gamepad, since it's super expensive in Japan. That's probably why. They also did not say how much the Wii Remote Pluses will be.
So yeah. Which, I mean, I guess it's probably for the best, because at this point, you're already trying to sell your console at $300 and $350. You don't want to be like, oh yeah, by the way, an extra controller is going to cost you like $170 too. So, good luck with that. So, yeah.
Oh, they also didn't say the price of games. Like, are they going to be 50 still or 60?
Ah, that is true. That is a good point. They did not mention that at all.
Yeah, I wonder if they're gonna like keep the prices of like the remote and nunchuck the same, since it's like backwards compatible anyway. They don't. There's like no reason to like up it.
It wouldn't make sense for them to do things like that anyway, because I mean. Because it's not like
the games do not go up, or I might just be like, what, you know what, Nintendo, no sell, and just walk away.
Because I mean, it's not like it's more expensive for
PC gaming for life.
So I mean, it should be. I don't think they'll change the price for those things, but yeah.
And like the only other thing I'm like wondering about is like if they'll have some sort of initiative. Like, PlayStation has, like, PlayStation Network games, and then Xbox has the Xbox Live Arcade games, where it's like they have, like, these small, digital-only, like, really interesting titles that are, like, worth checking out. They're going to be, like, exclusive on their, like, digital-only going forward, but I guess we'll find out later.
Yeah, hopefully we'll find out later.
Oh, my. Have you seen the new Super Mario Bros. Wii U box art? It looks very happy.
Does it? I haven't
There's
seen
a bunch of... Like, there's, like, a baby Yoshi and Mario riding a Yoshi and a rainbow in the background and a piranha plant and a squirrel suit with a toad in it and
Oh my.
A Goomba in a bubble, it looks like, and wow, it's very happy. Very, very happy.
Well, I mean, it is one of the launch titles, so I guess it has to stand out when the Wii U gets released, so they're like, hey. Because apparently this and Nintendo Land are so far the only confirmed, like, launch titles, so...
Yeah, I think during the conference, Reggie said something about, like, this is the best launch of our console, blah, 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 and I was like, Twilight Princess high.
I just
no.
It's like blatant lies! So...
Like, sure, it was just a GameCube port, but I don't care. That game was amazing, and I loved swinging my imaginary sword around. Another reason why I love my Wii so much, just like Wii Sports, is like, oh, I'm swinging my hand, but it's also my sword, yeah!
It was actually one of the few Zelda games I actually liked, so... so yeah, there was that. But, oh yeah, this box art does look... Yeah. But the boxes are blue. That's interesting. I guess, so yeah, I guess in terms of that, they are trying to, like, stand out to make people notice their console art thingies, because it's like the blue box, the bright and colorful box art. It's kind of like, hey, look at us, Wii U, buy me. So that's going to be dangerous. That's dangerous. So let's hope these... I'm really calling for all gamers to go out to these stores and save these customers. Don't let them fall for the hype. Save them. Don't let them do it. I mean, it's not like I don't want Nintendo to succeed. It's just that I just don't want them to succeed when it's not, when their console isn't like doing good enough to, earn this success. Because if you're just
I don't want them to not succeed. I just don't want them to not succeed when they're not meeting these qualifications I have.
Well, I'm just saying, it's like, because think about it. Whenever something does well, when it's not supposed to be doing well, companies think like, oh, well, this is okay. I can continue doing things like this and get away with it, as opposed to if they're have a strong release lineup and they have like pretty decently priced hardware and they have great online functionality and all this stuff day one and everything, that's when I feel like, yes, you deserve to sell this console. But when it's basically just you selling your glorified tech demo and hoping that everybody jumps on board with it, I really don't feel like you deserve to get these people's monies and basically scamming gamers, in my opinion, when it's like there's better things available. So I don't know. For me, it just seems like I don't want Nintendo to think it's okay.
Oh, RPG just thought something. Since next spring is so loaded, like if there's like nothing after launch, it's going to be a long year for them. Because it's like there's new Gears of War, there's what else is coming out?
Everything.
DMC.
There's
a ton of crap coming out next spring, so they could be like in
ridiculous.
for a long drought if they have another classic Nintendo.
And that's what I don't want to happen. I don't want people to buy
nothing after launch.
Like, oh, you got these two games. I hope this lasts you until next September, because that's all you're getting. So I don't want. So it's. I mean, that's what I'm hoping to avoid, and I kind of want Nintendo to actually try to sell this console. I don't want them to just win by hype. I want them to actually, earn it. It's not, hey, just buy our console because it's pretty and new, and yeah, that's what we got going for you. So I don't know. I want them to actually go out there and steal exclusives and have a strong first party and be like, haha, take this, Sony and Microsoft. Look what we can do. So, yeah. That.
Alright, so are we done with our impressions of the Wii U data?
Well, I mean, Trioptical just signed on, so I don't know if he has something to say about all this. Or...
We try to add him and we can get his take. I was gonna say we could end it with like what we want to hear in the future from what Nintendo has like not said that they haven't told us that we would like to know, and then like just go from there. But let me see if I can get Trioptical, if that's actually him. But I was gonna say, like I would like more details on like whatever they're gonna do with like Virtual Console and like how it'll be like implemented to like play your old games, and if like you can actually do that on the Wii U instead of having to download them all again or import them via an SD card or something. So that would be nice.
That too.
Skype can't move the thingy.
Sorry. Mm.
Okay, Trioptical. Adding to the call. Let's do this. Oh, he's not there. Okay. Or not yet, anyway. Trioptical.
Hello.
So yeah, we've just been talking about it. What do you have to say?
Hopefully you have a positive spin on all this, because I've been crapping on it for the past half an hour, so...
Well, I mean, first of all, with the price, I think it's okay. I mean, it's higher than I guess I would have liked myself. But and if you think about the last few consoles that we've seen released, I mean, they basically just reached those prices within the last year.
Yeah, I was saying that the RPG basically, like, they are, like, the Wii U is relative in price, like, currently to 360 and PS3. And if I go back to when I bought my, like, current gen consoles, like, I bought 360 for, like, $450, the, like, first Elite, and then, like, $200 for the PlayStation 3. So.
But I would like to point out, when you bought these consoles, though, they were the current gen consoles at the time. You didn't have the options and the existing libraries to go along with them. They were new at the time, so of course they were expensive or whatever at the time. But compared to how it is now, for the Wii U to release now at this price point and still be trying to sell the same games that you already have on the current gen consoles that already have a bunch of other games that's already released on their consoles, I think it's still like, it's still a little dicey. I don't know.
It depends. Like, I think it's a hard sell right now for the Wii audience, or the primary Wii audience back in the day, or I guess currently.
I just about to say, still there.
As a core console, there is stuff that I think people. I mean, well, your limit is like 6 games, or threshold is 6 games.
Yeah.
So I think for not you specifically, but in general, I mean, New Super Mario Brothers is something that people like. Zombie U is something people are interested in. Rayman Legends is exclusive to the system, and it's all these are exclusive. Like Rayman Legends is the sequel to a very well liked game on current consoles. Bayonetta 2 is the sequel to a well. Yeah, that's an exclusive. That's crazy.
Project 101 as well. Or was it called Project
Wonderful 101?
Wonderful 101.
Wonderful 101. What is that? Do we even know what that is? Is that is that Project P101?
Yeah, it's this new name.
Okay.
Yeah. It's my other Pikmin game. So
yeah, that looks interesting. Pikmin 3.
Yeah, you've named 2 games that I would probably...
Well, see, but that's for you. Like, for other people, all those are exclusive games. That's a pretty good lineup. Like, if you could get all 5 of those and the system...
But you won't be getting those all at launch, though. So, you have to keep in mind, these are all going to be, like, trickled out during the time where...
That's the
our next year is going to be, like, packed full of other releases, and it's... I don't know. I don't feel like it's strong enough in comparison.
Have they shown footage of these? I haven't seen any of them. Like I missed the direct thing.
Oh, the stream basically is just a montage. They showed Nintendo Land, the Nintendo TV, and that was pretty much it.
Because I mean, they mentioned like some features that would be included, like with the Black Ops.
Oh yeah, they showed Black Ops 2 as well. They showed a bit of New Super Mario Brothers Wii U. Cause they were showing the new, like, it wasn't time attack, it was like a challenger mode where like it speeds up to increase the difficulty if you're doing speedruns and stuff. That's pretty interesting.
I don't know. I think for the core people, the early adopter people, they've shown enough, and the price is actually pretty good compared to what we're used to in the last decade for a console that's just coming out. And then they're also adding on those things where it's just like, well, if I don't get it now, how am I ever gonna get them? Like there was that Nintendo Network Premium thing.
Is that the 10% off thing?
Yeah, it's like you get points back from the digital things you buy.
Is that only with the deluxe version though?
Yeah, apparently, and they
Okay.
haven't said how you can get it otherwise, and they're only offering it until December 24th.
Oh man, I did not know that.
So it's just like you sit there and it's like, okay, if I'm a Nintendo fan and I want this, how am I ever gonna get it if I don't get it at launch?
That's how they get you.
And
are
all these announced games, are they in the launch? I saw a tweet. It was like, this isn't a launch window till March. That's a launch garage.
They claimed that this is all coming between November and
Bayonetta
April.
2
so
is not a launch title game.
Oh, Bayonetta 2 is not even
I
in there.
it's just an exclusive. It's not launch.
Okay,
but
what is it? 50 games in the launch window?
It's a lot of games.
I think so. But I saw the list of them.
Yeah, I have the list right
they're not necessarily
okay. Here's
the 50 games.
Here's the list from November 18th to March 2013. NBA 2K13, Jet Telfin, or however you say that, whatever. Madden 13, FIFA 13, Mass Effect 3, Toki Tori 2, Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, Zombie U, Just Dance 4, Avengers Battle for Earth, Rabbids Land, Assassin's Creed 3, Rayman Legends, Sports Connection, Your Shape Fitness Evolved 2013, Namco Assault Neo, Aliens Colonial Marines, Sega and Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed, Trident 2 Director's Cut, Tank, Tekken Tag Tournament 2, Wheel of Fortune, Jeopardy, Darksiders 2, Funky Barn, Call of Duty Black Ops 2, 007 Legends, Cabela's Dangerous Hunts 2013, Wipeout 3, not the racing game, the TV show game.
Wait, there were two before it?
I guess so. Skylanders, Giants. Oh, they also showed that. Well, they didn't show. They they talked about it a bit. Rapala Pro Bass Fishing. There you go, Tiger Fox. Transformers Prime.
Day one.
It's console seller. I was just about to say.
Disney Epic Mickey 2, The Power of 2, Scribblenauts Unlimited, Game Party Champions, Batman Arkham City Armored Edition, Runner 2, Future Legend of Rhythm Alien, Binton, Omniverse, Rise of the Guardians, the video game, Family Party, 30 Great Games, Obstacle Arcade.
Wow.
Zumba Fitness, New Super Mario Brothers Wii U,
Quite a few fitness games released too.
Game and Wario, Ninja Gaiden 3, Razor's Edge, which Nintendo is publishing, so therefore exclusive. Or wait, because what was already out? But never mind. Shut up. Sing Party, Nintendo Land, Wii Fit U, The Wonderful 101, and Pikmin 3.
Well, I'll be getting Monster Hunter 3 for my 3DS, so I'll have to worry about that.
Yeah, another one I had forgotten was Lego City Undercover. That seems really...
Oh, yeah.
That's also exclusive. I don't... To me, it seems like, despite the launch window thing, which... Oh, that's insane. Till March. And then, by March is going to, this one was delayed, and this one was delayed, so...
Well, you never know. They probably could get them all out. Because, some of them were multi-platform titles, so it's possible that they had the stuff ready for it.
Seems like at least half, maybe over half, are multi-platform.
Yeah,
quite a few.
Like the Assassin's Creed and Batman and all that stuff, so it's like...
Oh, no, over half.
They could have...
Good amount.
They should be able to get out within their release window, I think.
I think what would be interesting with those is, for people like Gamer, who's buying all PC versions now because they're
better.
They're, slightly superior. It's what are those multi-platform games going to look like on the Wii U? And if they do have a significant boost in anything, frame rate, I think is the biggest thing these days. That could be another, that's just another added bonus to the exclusives that are already known. And I don't think the price is that bad.
I just thought it'd be interesting to see how Microsoft and Sony respond to this later, because it's if at this price point, though, what their new tech will probably cost and what other exclusives Nintendo can try to steal from everybody else, it might be It's like, hey, surprise, guys. You know that Versus 13 has been in development forever? Guess where it just got switched to? I'd be pissed. But, like, it'd be interesting to see what else they got planned going on. But I just think, for now, the Wii U's going to be a pretty hard sell. Aside from, like, the people who are just going to run out and buy it for the hype alone. But,
All right, so is there anything else you had to say, Trioptical? Because me and RPG basically have already like had our say about everything.
I don't know everything, so
okay, we can
system,
just run over.
Right?
Okay, basically, so we have the basic version, which is the $300 one that comes with the 8 gigabytes of storage, and you have the deluxe version, which is $350, which gets you the digital deluxe 10% discount on certain downloadable titles until 2014, which apparently, according to Trioptical, you can only get until December 24th, so get your Wii U's early or miss out entirely on that. And then it also comes with the gamepad cradle, the gamepad stand, the Wii U console stand, the HDMI cable, the AC adapter, and the sensor bar. Then what else was there?
So the basic one doesn't come with anything? It doesn't come with a sensor bar or a charging stand or anything?
Not in Japan.
I don't know what it comes with, actually, the basic one. I just know there's only a picture of the deluxe set with a bunch of stuff that comes with it. That's the only reason I know. It doesn't have, like, the basic version to say, like, what comes with it.
Okay.
But yeah, besides the whole console price and, like, details, they talked about Nintendo TV, which is basically an integrated, like, video watching app, like, thing where it's, like, you're watching a movie, or you're watching a TV show, or you're watching a sport thingy, and it's like it's all tied into like you can watch it on your DVR, like if you have TiVo or something, or Netflix if you use that, or Amazon Instant. It's like or just like cable. You can like pick something to watch, and it'll allow you to watch that on a certain video service, whatever you have, and it's also tied into like social media. So it's like you can go into it on the gamepad. And then, like, see what people are saying about it, or, like, have, like, interactive, like, discussions about it. But also have, like...
They showed that feature during E3, didn't they?
I don't... No, they didn't. They haven't showed this yet. This is all very new, the TV Land thing. They didn't show the TV.
It's kind of like Google TV.
I have no idea what Google TV is.
Sort of like a internet overlay over your TV, and then you have...
Well, it's not on your TV. It's on the gamepad.
So it doesn't... It's all on the gamepad, and you can, like, send it to the TV or something.
I'm pretty sure they talked about a similar feature prior. They just didn't have it named before, because I think you're thinking of
the video when they first showed it, and it had, like, you sending stuff.
Oh, maybe that's what it was. Cause I could have sworn I saw something similar, and I was like, I know they just didn't have it, like, detailed before.
This is called TV?
Yeah, TVII.
Like, yeah, you know. They're...
Wow.
That's what I said.
You want to watch TV? No, that's boring. No, TV is new.
Watch TV.
Like, TV is new? TV is not new. TV is new.
It's like, oh, I get it, because there's 2 eyes in it. That makes it better. And Nintendo Wii.
It's like they've decided, communication doesn't happen in words. It happens in text.
Well, I mean,
so there will be no confusion.
Okay, so, like, yeah, basically, if you're using, like, Netflix or Hulu Plus or whatever, you can just watch that video service on that. And then it also has sports. It's basically the same thing where it's like you're watching something, and then it'll have on your gamepad, like, the scores, basically, because when they were, like, showing it, they're basically like, basically the fundamental thing that people are wanting when they're watching sports is the scores. So it has a whole, like, scoreboard of, like, the scores for that sport of, like, who's playing who, and, like, just, like, you can quickly look at the scores, like, see who's winning in whatever game. And I guess maybe switch to that game to watch it. I'm not really sure how that worked, but maybe, probably.
So probably something that Smart Glass will have eventually.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what it seems. That's what I'm getting, like, talking about it again now. It's like, this seems very Smart Glassy, but... Yeah, and then, like, the whole social network tie-in as well, where you just like go to like see what your friends are watching, or what movies they like, or what movies they're favoriting, and stuff like that. That's basically a Nintendo TV. And then let's see, they highlighted Nintendo Land because they were showing the co-op mode with like it wasn't Metroid per se, but it was like the Metroid event stage from that Nintendo Land. Mm-hmm. So it's like co-op mode, and the person with the gamepad controls the Samus's what's that, shuttle. So they have the shuttle, and then the other person is on foot in a like Samus armor suit, very similar to what like the armor Samus wears, and they're fighting like enemies. It's really interesting because it's like co-op, and it was wave based, and I was like, ooh, kind of like Mass Effect 3, but not. So that's cool. But it's it's completely different. So yeah, but it's like when you're on foot, it's like third person, and you have enemies to shoot, and you can use missiles or just like the regular power shot thingy. And like I wasn't paying attention to the person with the shuttle's camera, so I didn't really see what they were doing. But it looked like they were like flying around shooting, and they could also get power ups as well. So there's that. He also said that like basically that's just like one thing in that Metroid game, and there's actually like a lot more to it, and like the same thing with all the different events and like game types inside Nintendo Land. So apparently, I guess there's like a ton of death within the game, so it could actually be pretty awesome when it comes out. But I guess we'll see. Let's see. Then they showed, I think that was like the only. Well, that was like the one game that they showed like went really in detail with. They also like showed the New Super Mario Bros. Wii U thing I talked about, where they showed like the challenge mode where like it speeds up as you play to like increase the difficulty. Mm-hmm. And let's see what else. Black Ops 2, they showed the whole multiplayer where one person can be using the main screen and another person can be using the gamepad and like play that way instead of having it be split screen to where you have to share the main monitor. And then there's another game I don't want to forget that I kind of thought I skipped over. Have I missed anything RPG so far?
I don't think so.
Alright. Because they showed Bayonetta 2, but they didn't show any. There was just a trailer, so yeah. Same thing with the Wonderful 101. They just showed like a trailer about like what the game's about. So that's pretty interesting. Let's see.
Wonderful 101 looks like a cool game though.
Oh, actually, when the Activision guy was there, he besides Black Ops 2 was also Skylanders. They talked about like apparently it's like the best-selling game. So yeah, that was crazy.
that game was a monster when it was released.
Not ever, but like for the year. So that was really interesting.
Okay.
I was like, oh, I did not know that. So it's doing very amazing. So
yeah,
even though Vivendi wants to sell them, so yeah.
It was like sold out everywhere when it was released. So they were doing something.
Oh, and then they had like a little montage of like Activision games like Black Ops 2, Skylanders Giants, 007 Legends, the Wipeout game, and Transformers Prime, the game, which is exclusive as well. So, yeah. And then I think that was pretty much it. Because Reggie had like this closing statement, and then like some lady came on stage, but then my feed kept crashing, so I didn't get to see the end of the stream. So I don't know what they talked about at the end.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like on the website, the basic one does come with the sensor bar.
Okay.
And
because, I mean, unless they were assuming people were just upgrading from their Wii's.
Oh, that's the other thing. He said basically everything across the board is backwards compatible. Games, accessories.
Except for GameCube stuff, right?
He didn't say anything about the GameCube. He just said Wii stuff, so I didn't say anything about the GameCube.
There's only one way to find out.
Yeah.
For my GameCube collection. Like, can I pop one of these into your system real quick?
I don't think there's any controller ports RPG, actually, so that's probably why.
Oh, then,
I think GameCube is being abandoned.
No! That means I have to keep my Wii.
That's what I was thinking earlier. I was like, well, if there's a really good trade-in thing, it's like, oh, wait a minute. All of my GameCube stuff is now tied to my Wii because I don't have a GameCube.
Because that's what I got rid of my GameCube when I got a Wii because I didn't need it anymore. So.
Yeah, it's like they do the same thing.
Oh, I didn't do that. You guys, seriously.
Well, it's like, what's the point? It's kind of like taking space.
I have like an emotional like attachment to my stuff, and I've traded in like games before, and like after I did it, I was like, I'm never doing this again because like I wanted them back. Like it's like immediate. I was like, that was that one word I can't think of right now, but yeah, I have that.
I mean, my Wii is a GameCube. Basically.
I was about to say,
I mean, it does everything.
It has the controller port that plays the game.
It's a smaller Wii that also, or it's a smaller GameCube that also plays Wii games.
Yeah, so...
But I had the platinum one. It's all silvery and neat looking, and it matches the controller.
Yeah, I still got rid of mine. What's the point? It was in the way.
I had so much regret when I traded in my N64 games. It's like I'm never trading in anything ever again. So there you go.
Yeah, but the GameCube wasn't compatible with the 64 stuff, so it's not the same. It's not.
Oh yeah, the premium one comes with or the deluxe set comes with a lot of stands.
It's like here's
there's a gamepad stand that just doesn't do anything. Then there's a gamepad cradle, which I guess charges it, and then a Wii U console stand, so that the console can stand up too.
Everything needs to stand Trioptical. Everything.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, back to the stream though. Like they did say that whole 50 games for the launch window, which is like when they rolled out the montage and stuff.
It seems you also have to buy a Wiimote and a nunchuck yourself when you get this too, because the Wii U doesn't come with them. And if it's compatible...
So the assumption is that everyone who gets a Wii U has a Wii.
Had a Wii.
He basically said that they'd sold 100 million Wii remotes.
So basically, everyone in the world
have
has
Wii's and just have the remote.
Yeah, he said something about for you few people who I can't remember the exact phrase, but he said something about that in the stream.
Because the Wii was just that popular, they were just like, you know what? I don't even need the console. Just give me those controllers. Just pretend like I have a Wii at home. But yeah. They did sell a lot of them, so...
And then to go over what they didn't say, they did not say which games are actually coming out on day one launch day besides Nintendo Land, the cost of a second gamepad, the cost of the Wii remotes, even though they're backwards compatible, if they're going to stay the same for the Wii U ones, and then the price of games.
Yeah, that was the other thing I was wondering. Because so I'm looking at the Nintendo official website right now, and say, Transformers Prime, it says release date November 18th. So that's a launch day, or launch game. But then when it says number of players, it says to be determined.
Because they don't know yet. I guess it depends on how they're planning on, if it's going to be compatible with multiple gamepads, or if it's just going to be all Wiimotes, or all Pro Controllers, or... however many, or whatever's going on there. But you also said there's no controller ports, so is everything just wireless for them now?
Maybe.
Even the Pro Controller?
Actually, that's interesting, because, what if there's, a Activision peripheral game?
It says it has USB ports.
Oh, so it does have, okay.
Yeah.
So it's not, okay.
There you go.
So I was worried for a minute. I was like, wait a minute.
Let's see. Alien Colonial Marines has no launch date. So that's probably a launch window.
Isn't that next year though? For multi-platforms?
Oh yeah. Well, I'm just saying on the Nintendo website.
Well, yeah. Then as you're going over this Trioptical, but the thing I made that basically was why people would probably not get the Wii U at launch or close to it, or wait for a price drop anyway. Is basically right now PS3 and 360 are hitting their strides, and you have games like The Last of Us and Beyond and Remember Me and amazing games like that on 360 and PS3, whereas Wii U is just now coming out. Is it possible games like that could get ported, or what's going on there? We don't know yet, so it's just too soon to tell.
I have a feeling, that they will get ported. Right now, I think the thing is they are going to get people to buy the system. That's the goal. I mean, obviously. So that's exclusives and, compelling enough exclusives that people, and, little things like the Nintendo Premium Network to get people to jump on right away. And then, once people have it, then they're okay with it being ports. Especially if they're superior ports, like PC versions, essentially. So,
because next spring is so loaded, because it's DMC,
and this is what I was thinking about, though,
Gears of War's Judgment, everything else that's awesome that I can't think of.
Even if they have a couple of good games at the beginning, it's are they going to continue to support this, or are we going to have to wait until next fall for there to be an avalanche of games?
Yeah, because we all know how the Nintendo drought goes. We're going to wait in between first party games. ...
Well, that's the thing. If it is more powerful, more people, more developers will feel we can just make one for that, and it won't be that hard, and we'll just be able to run it at better spec than on the current console.
I'm actually curious about that whole, because I don't understand when they say like it's more powerful. Do they mean just like in terms of like graphics quality, or like how many things you can like put into have running at the same time in your game or something? Like I don't really understand the.
Yeah, I mean, if nothing else, if it doesn't calculate numbers faster, which is all computers do, the Wii U has more memory, which would allow you to do more stuff, or just have higher resolution textures, which would mean, you know, better visuals. Maybe faster loading, if nothing. More memory gives you faster loading.
Fantastic. 'Cause I'm telling you, load times are just for some games. It's like, why is there so much loading? So, that would just be great.
Yeah, I think like, you know, once they're able to convince a person to get on board at launch, then yeah, it becomes one of their other consoles, and then maybe they start buying the available multi-platform games on Wii U. So, for example, I can imagine Ground Zeroes being on Wii U when it comes out.
They'll have it at the same time as the other two consoles too.
I mean, I've totally like talked about this. If like they pulled more defections of like getting
like, they were able to
Bayonetta games.
like, just like I could see me getting a Wii U if they ever. But it's like at the same time, it's like, can they do this? Is the real question. It's not necessarily.
Well, in the case of Bayonetta 2, I think it's partially that's Platinum, right? And they're also making the Wonderful 101.
Yeah.
So they've probably had more experience off the bat, and you know, Nintendo has probably been courting them. And the thing is, as a tech person, you know, most programmers are tech people. They look at that and they think, "Wow, you know, we can do more stuff with this. We can do something really awesome on this." And you know, partially, I think that's at least one of the reasons why Bayonetta 2 is going to be exclusive to the system.
Because think of all the spells you can cast.
We could do so much more neat stuff. You know, we can very easily, brute force style, go beyond Bayonetta 1.
Well then.
Because, like, brute force is just like, oh, you're handed a bigger bucket. Well, now we can just throw more water faster.
I was about to say.
You don't even have to be smart about it. It's like, we just have a bigger bucket than everyone else.
Yes. But yeah, like if they can like once these multi-platform games start like all coming out at the same time as opposed to the Wii U just getting them later kind of thing, I think they'll have a better fight on their hands, I guess. That's how I can put it.
Like right now, I see Mass Effect and Batman coming out at full, and like Assassin's Creed coming out at full price, and then really quickly, like those are the games that no one really remembers, and the prices drop really quickly.
Yeah, it'd be. Guess we'll see. But wait, you did say like Assassin's Creed and stuff was coming out during their launch window thing, right? So, or was it?
I mean, well, like, you know, Mass Effect and Batman definitely are coming out after the other ones already did.
Well, yeah.
Assassin's Creed definitely will as well, because its launch date is
like the day before.
Like 2 or 3 weeks before the Wii U comes out. So, maybe, other factors aside, maybe Assassin's Creed will come out and
soon
not go down as forgettable port.
Because it may have to come out. Because like you said, games like that it's like you have your initial hype for them during their launch, but if it comes out too late for the Wii U, though, it's like, hey, this game already...
It's nice to have on your list, but when people go out and look on the shelves, they'll see that, and you know, the excitement just isn't there because they've seen it before.
So I guess once they get past that whole initial launch awkwardness, then they might be all right.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I can totally see Ground Zero.
That would be
Ground Zeroes being on Wii U.
Except I already have a PS3. or for somebody who
Herein
doesn't
lies
know.
another problem.
Well, I mean, I guess.
Kojima, he always does interesting stuff with different hardware.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, because his games are always so interesting in terms of because the Metal Gear Solid series has always had some of the most interesting boss fights for me. So I feel like with new tech, for him to have a game where he could play around with different features and something, that would probably be kind of awesome.
Or do something
Nintendo.
similar to the whole switch your controller port, or look
Yeah.
at your gamepad. It's doing weird stuff.
Yeah.
That would be awesome for Nintendo if they were able to.
Not even begin
that.
to imagine the weirdness that will be.
Or maybe
in
it's
Ground Zeroes.
actually your codec radio that you can change the station on.
That would be.
That would be pretty cool.
You wouldn't have to go remove yourself from the game or whatever. You could just type in your stuff and listen to it while you're still playing, and it's
That would be cool.
I'm talking, doing stuff here.
Major Zero can talk to you the whole time.
It's oh my gosh, I'm in the middle of a fight. Shut up, guy.
All Major Zero, all the time. Listen to some smooth jazz, Snake.
It's I'm shut this guy. But that would be kind of awesome though, because it seems like something he would do, because for the whole humor aspect or whatever. So it wouldn't be out of the question. But even stuff for Mass Effect, if they were able to get the lock picking and stuff moved to the controller while you're still doing other stuff on screen, so you wouldn't have to necessarily be stuck looking at the
Lock
scrolls of
picking RPG,
or you know what I mean, the little the little data mining crap or whatever they were doing in Mass Effect when they
actually kind of stripped that out of 3.
did they take it out? Oh, okay,
yeah.
Even better. So now you don't even have to do it at all. You're welcome. But yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what kind of stuff they could pull off with it for future titles.
When I was watching the Rayman Legends video, and all I could think of was people are going to copy these mechanics and levels like crazy in Little Big Planet.
Oh yeah, that's true. They could do that now, couldn't they? Oh.
Alright, so do you have anything more to say about Wii U and the details that we've just heard and got our brains to wrap around?
Not that I can think of.
I'm good.
Okay. So I guess we can sign off with stuff that has not been announced that we would want more details on. So for me, before Trioptical got here, I was basically I'd like some more stuff about the whole virtual console and what they're going to do to integrate that into the Wii U, and are you going to be able to carry all your stuff over from your current account, and is it going to be fully functional? And I really like to play my Super Metroid and other awesome games on my Wii U. That'd be great.
Yeah, I want to know what the hell happened to Pikmin 3. They showed it and forgot about it again. What the hell, Nintendo? What the hell? It's like they do this on purpose, but
It's a launch RPG. It could come out that day or in March. You never know.
Or in March. That's a pretty big
keep up with that.
there. It's could come out in November or 6 months later. It's possible. It's but yeah. I don't know, but by then I'd have a bunch of other stuff, so I wouldn't even be concerned about it by then. But I also would like more details on their online service and stuff, because
that too.
I mean, how's it? I want to know how it's gonna compete with PSN or Xbox.
Here's Call of Duty. We're playing local versus mode.
1-on-1, and that's all we have.
That would be, yeah. So I would have liked more details on that, but
Yep. Definitely the online stuff is a huge question for me. Not just the multiplayer thing, but I guess combining what Tekken and RPG are concerned about. Right now, to transfer all of your stuff, say you want to upgrade to a 3DS XL, transferring all the stuff on your 3DS to that is a really weird situation where you need to have both systems, and it's crazy. So, the transfer from Wii to Wii U better be something a lot smoother. I mean, I hope somewhere they've kept, transaction details so you can just re-download. Why wouldn't you do something like that?
Because then you can get more monies.
I don't know. But then, it just seems contradictory to what the industry is always saying, that, oh, you don't buy the game, you only license it. It's like, well, I bought the license then, so why can't I use it on all of my systems? It shouldn't matter. And then game prices, like...
Yeah, we didn't get any...
Are they going to be 50? I mean, I have a feeling Activision's are going to come out. It's like, yep, they're high-def ones, so they're 60 now.
Basically.
And, we just have to live with it. So I imagine 60 is going to be the price for Wii U games, unless, they've decided, no, you know what, we're the king, $70.
Wow.
And,
that would be
suck it.
Not cool at all. That's kind of messed up, actually.
Yep. And then, well, I'm curious about the GameCube support. Is it just gone? I imagine it's just gone.
I hope
which
not.
Is sad.
It has to be something. Don't do this to me, Trioptical. Don't do this to me.
Well,
but they also don't have... But I mean, I guess since they have no ports for it.
Gamepad or something? I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe rework it so they all work with the gamepad.
That seems like it would be work. And... yeah.
Or like the Pro Controller. I mean, it has all the same buttons.
Does it have like all the weird analog-y sticks, though?
Yeah.
Because there's like 12 of them on that GameCube controller.
The GameCube had 12 analog sticks?
No, I was exaggerating. No, it didn't. I don't think so. Because it only had, the C button, the analog stick, and the directional pad, right? And then the buttons.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, so... should be. How will I play Super Smash Brothers on this? Is my question. So, yeah.
Yes. Oh, and then, I guess, what else are they going to show before it comes out? I mean... I think that's really important at this point.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe at TGS there might be some awesome stuff we don't know about shown from Japan.
Well, I forgot all about TGS. That is this month, isn't it?
Because the price is not
an Square Enix hasn't shown anything. ...
Yeah. Well, apparently though their booth is really small at TGS this year, so
it's all in the Wii U area. Wait, is Nintendo going to TGS this year?
No, I don't think so.
Oh. Well,
don't they, never go?
Well then.
I mean, they gave the keynote and announced the Wii Remote at a TGS.
Oh, well, they could be doing one of those things, but they never really are there unless they have their Space World event. So
maybe this will be the year they do it. Pull out all the stops, be like, "That's it, guys. We're selling this Wii U if it kills us." So, TGS ho. So. Guess only time will tell. When is TGS anyway? It's at the end of this month, right? It's not soon, is it?
It's the 20th or something.
Oh, so it's next week. Well then, I guess we'll see.
Alright, so I guess that's it for our impressions of the Wii U and its live stream event and the launch details and all the other stuff that we got to learn. Thanks for listening. Check us out at aimlesspodcast.com, Facebook page, Aimless Podcasts, YouTube, Aimless Podcasts, Twitter, anywhere else you can find us. Just use Google and be like, Aimless Podcasts. Keep really awesome. And, also feel free to check out our filler episode we just recorded yesterday about what we've been playing in our Playing with Potatoes episode. We weren't really playing with potatoes, but, it's like a theme. We have to name it after. But anyway, so yeah.
This guy.
Until you hear us from us again, this is Aimless Podcast, and we are now signing off.